Hello everybody, welcome back to Advective Weather. It's been a while, but tonight we're doing an update on Typhoon Dolphin. It is out in the western Pacific and is currently headed in the general direction of Japan, Taiwan, and China as we head through this evening and into the overnight hours. The storm is looking rather healthy. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center just giving us an update on its current positioning and how it is looking at this time. It's Category 4 storm with maximum winds of 125 knots. That translates to 145 miles per hour. That minimum central pressure at 931 millibars. It's at 22.7 degrees north, 153.5 degrees east, moving west-northwest at that 16 miles per hour as of 0Z this August the 2nd, so about 3 hours ago by the time this video ends up coming out. Storm looks rather healthy on satellite imagery. It's got a well-defined eye. It's got a fairly symmetric CDO, or central dense overcast, around it. You'll notice, though, that on the southern end in particular, that's where we're seeing the most in terms of convection. That is a sign that there's a little bit of wind shear impacting the storm, but still it's rather healthy, and still it is rather strong at this time, a Category 4 storm. It's expected to continue to be a Category 4 for some time now, and gradually weaken as it heads in the general direction of Japan. Now, this is expected to perhaps be a little bit on the aggressive side with weakening. There are some signals that this storm may actually have the opportunity to re-strengthen just a bit. We'll have to see, but the Joint Typhoon Warning Center saying this thing will be down to a Category 3, 110 knots or 125 miles per hour by the time we get to around the morning of August 3rd, so it's going to be about 36 hours from now. By the time we get to later, Category 2, as we head to around August 4th at 7 p.m. So that's going to be exactly 4 days or so from now, and then we're going to get this storm heading in the general direction of those Japanese islands as well. So we head later into the forecast period. Two general areas of land that are expected to be impacted. The first, this is some general tourist islands off the coast, well off the coast of Japan. This island chain out here, again, it's more of a touristy sort of thing, but still, some people may be headed in its general direction, so we want those people to know that this storm is on the way. Expected to be a Category 3 between 115 and 120 mile per hour wind gusts. The expectation with it as we move through the day. And here's what the radar could look like as this storm moves through this chain of islands. We're expecting that the outer bands of this storm are going to arrive. This is going to be around August 3rd, 12 to 18 UTC, so that's going to be around 3 days from now. 2 to 3 days from now. Then we're going to get that outer eye wall arriving on these islands around August 4th at 6 to 12 UTC. So that's going to be about 3 to 4 days from now. And then we'll see the back end of this storm moving through as we head into August 5th, with it well out of here by the time we get to around 12-18 UTC. On August 5th. It's going to be a rather large storm, a rather long duration storm, and again on the stronger side with those maximum winds of 115 to 120 miles per hour. That's well into major typhoon status, so we're definitely going to continue to keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. Now, the other thing that we're thinking about is rainfall here. This thing is going to be producing lots of rain. This is a general estimate, just overall, looks like 5 to 10 inches of rain, a very real possibility. Wherever the core of this moves through, that rain total could be significantly higher, but this is just overall amounts. In the northern end of this island chain, we're expecting around 1 to 3 inches of rain. By the time we get to the southern end here, where the core of this is most likely to move through, again, that 5 to 10 inch total is what we're seeing as we head into there. Another thing we're thinking about is wave heights at this time. That's something that we're going to continue to take a look at. These wave heights are going to be rather tall. So take a look at this. This is the storm as it starts to move in. You'll notice that those significant wave heights, this is swells along with wind-induced waves combined, going to be well over 30 feet as the storm starts to move in. The core of the storm is going to be over 50-foot waves here. So this is going to be rather significant as we move through the next few days. So again, those wind gusts up to 130, 140 miles per hour, those sustained winds 115 to 120, rainfall 5 to 10 inches, those wave heights getting near 50 inches. This is going to be significant impacts here as we move through the next few days. Nothing to scoff at whatsoever, that is for sure. Finally, let's just take a look at the probability of us getting those hurricane force winds there. That's what we're taking a look at here, greater than 64 knots. And you'll notice in that southern end of the island chain, we're seeing that 60 to 80% chance of hurricane force winds within the general vicinity of those oranges and reds. Once we get to those lighter oranges and yellows, that's when we're around that 40 to 60% chance. Our northernmost islands here, around less than 5 to 10%. So not as concerned with these northern islands. These three to the south, though, that's where the bigger concerns currently lie. As we head farther to the west, we're noticing the storm's expected to continue the weekend, but still, we're looking at Taipei, Naha, Kagoshima being in the general vicinity, even Shanghai in the general vicinity of where tropical storm force winds could be a problem as we head through the remainder of the forecast period. But as we head towards the end here, this is August 6th at 7 p.m. Central. That's 0 UTC, 90 knots. So that's 105 miles per hour. The current forecasted intensity with what is expected to be a rather large storm. So as we continue to take a look here at what the future radar could look like, this is important to note. We're currently seeing the storm as of August 1st. But as we move through, again, it's going to move through that first island chain, and as it gets towards late in the forecast period, we're expecting that by around August 6th, that's when the rain bands are going to arrive late in the period, 6th to the 7th. That's when we're expecting this thing's going to be making landfall wherever it's going to end up, or at least getting close to that as a very, very large storm. This is what the radar could look like as this storm starts to move in. Those rainfall rates, take a look at this. We're expecting around Taipei, we're going to get 1 to 2 inches of rain. We're going to be getting 4 to 10 inches of rain along the most mountainous regions here, perhaps higher. Again, we'll have more details as this thing starts to move closer. And then as we look at our wave heights, take a look at this. Again, well over 50 feet possible, especially on the eastern side of this. Or we're expecting those winds to be the strongest as the core does move on through before this thing does gradually begin to weaken and those wave heights start to peter out. But this thing is expected to weaken rather quickly after passing Naha and these Japanese islands as it heads in the general vicinity of China and Taiwan. So probability of typhoon force winds, you'll notice there it's around that 10 to 20% probability along this island chain. Then as we head towards, again, Taiwan, Shanghai, those chances peter out to near 0. Tropical storm force winds, though, still very much a possibility. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this as we move through the next few days, as it is very important to consider the possibility of where the storm is going to track, who it is going to impact the most. But the impacts, especially for these first islands, looking like they could be more on the serious side. So before we go, let's take a look at the global tropics. We've got, again, Dolphin here, Category 4, winds up to 150 or 45 miles per hour. That pressure at 931 millibars. We then have another system here in the Western Pacific. This is Invest 94W. This is at 20 knots here, 25 miles per hour, pressure of 1,006 millibars. Very real possibility, a medium chance given at this time that this will develop into a tropical cyclone. We'll continue to keep an eye on that with time. And finally, Tropical Storm Genevieve gradually beginning to weaken as time does go on, but we're continuing to see it here out in the Eastern Pacific, just meandering away, not expected to bring any major impacts to land or anything of that nature. So as we look through, we're expecting that this storm is going to be moving in again over the next few days. So when a storm does arrive, we want you to protect your home, cover your windows, secure your doors and loose items. We want you to make sure you know your sheltering options. Consider pets, consider the elderly, consider everybody in the family while you're taking a look at those sheltering locations. Make sure that any go bag, medications, backup supplies are ready to go. Make sure to charge all electronics, that's phones, watches, tablets, flashlights. Make sure that you keep your neighbors aware, keep your friends, your family aware of this as well. And if there are evacuation orders given, whether that is in the Atlantic, the East Pacific, the West Pacific, doesn't matter. Be sure to follow those when located local officials do that. Emergency management knows the area better than anybody else. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was useful to you. We're going to continue to keep you updated on Typhoon Dolphin as we head through the next few days. A bit of a new content style here, hoping you enjoy it. But yeah, hopefully everybody has a wonderful night, and we will see you for the next video tomorrow.